AI for Excel just got an upgrade. We have two new amazing features that are going to make it so that our prompts will actually give us what we want in Copilot. It'll actually do the work we want, give us the results we want, and make our life much easier. I think you're gonna like this one, so let's check it out. Come on. Here we have a nice visual dashboard made with one single prompt with Copilot AI. And using two new features, I don't even have to update a single thing. This is exactly how I want it to be. To achieve this, we will be using the new rules worksheet and the custom personalization feature. Before those features, our single prompt got us this. It does not look very good. We've got decimals when we don't need them, titles. We have a table that's not actually a table, and look at that lovely freeze panes. So using these new features, we are going to fix all of this and allow us to go from this to this with one simple prompt. Well, let us start fresh and go with this raw data here. And you can download this workbook and follow along free from teachexcel.com. There's a link to it below the video. The first thing is to open up Copilot AI. Let us double click this guy or go to the Home tab and look here to the right. But the first thing that we want to do is to input a prompt to get our result, even if it's not exactly what we want, so we can build on that. For the prompts, let us build them in Microsoft Word. It's a lot easier to create them and manage them and save them. Something I cover in my AI course, but the point is, it's easier to do this here rather than this tiny little window over there. So let's read through our prompt. Create a new worksheet called Dashboard. Use formulas to aggregate the data on the sales worksheet and create a small table of it on the new dashboard worksheet. The table should have this layout. Rows are the store name values, the columns are the category values, and the total column is summed and displayed for the stores and categories. Below the table, present those values on a clustered column type chart. Now this isn't a prompt tutorial, but notice how I put the column names within quotation marks, as well as worksheet names. It makes it easier for the AI to understand what you're talking about. It's not always necessary, but it's a good idea if you would like repeatable results. So let's copy that, paste it in, and run it. After a few moments, here we go. Let's click done and check it out. It's pretty darn good, I have to say. It's just that we don't have the formatting that we want. And I don't need some of this extra data, these titles, and this isn't a table. So the point is, it'll take me more time to fix everything than it would have done everything by hand. If you're interested in AI and Excel, we've got a new course almost ready that I think you're gonna love. I show you how to use AI to improve your workflows in Excel, and I also cover a lot of basic AI topics so that you understand what's going on. We're almost done with the course, and if you'd like a discount on it, make sure to sign up for our newsletter. I'll put a link to it right here, tips.teachexcel.com. All subscribers get a discount and a notification when it's released. And what I want to do now is to add rules that make it so that when this worksheet is created, it will always be the way that I want it to be. The first way to do that is through personalization. If we click these three dots and go right here, you can see we can customize Copilot. Add details about how you'd like Copilot to tailor its responses and work in Excel. Basically what this does is whatever we put in here, it's going to essentially add it onto the prompt that we send Copilot. Now this won't be as important as the original prompt. That will still take precedence, but this affords us a lot of control. And when we use this feature over the rules worksheet that I'll cover in a moment, the personalization over here, it is only on your account, only on your machine. So when we send this workbook out, whatever we put here will not stay there. But if we go to another workbook in Excel on our computer, this will remain. Now I'm not going to type any instructions in here. Let's open up a Word. And here are our rules. Let's go over these quickly and rerun our prompt. When creating pivot tables or table, notice the capitalization, do not add a total of any kind, including a grand total. Next up, if you are asked to create a table, default to the standard table, capitalization difference, feature with standard formatting instead of just a basic arrangement of data. Turn grid lines off by default. Use newer Excel formulas that work for 2019 and later. This is a great one. Whatever the oldest version of Excel in your company is, pop that in right there. And you can even make it go back to 2003. It is amazing and really fun to play around with, but beyond this tutorial. When displaying currency format, round up. Do not include a subtitle below the title if a title is present. Do not freeze panes unless instructed to do so. A really helpful addition, by the way, to your rules. Do not add chart titles unless instructed to do so. Remember that even though we are here in Excel, we're talking with AI. So a lot of the rules that you have learned for how to talk with AI still apply. And that's why we have funny little things like unless instructed to do so, table feature, big T, little t. AI is not perfect. We need to help it out as much as possible. So let's copy this, paste it in, save it, close it, get our original prompt. Let's rename the dashboard to dashboard old. Paste, run. Well, let's hit done. And there we go. Look at it. Compare this one to this one. Same prompt, different output. All we had to do, change the personalization. Now the chart is a little bit different. So maybe I would like to add that to my rules, or maybe I would like to update my prompt. Notice here we have Springfield. Down here we have the categories. And then the colors are the stores. That's the way it works. You do that, you figure out what you need to add to your prompt next time, or your personalization, or your rules, and you update it. And that's perfectly fine. But now let's talk about the rules. So I said that the personalization feature is attached to our account, our system, our setup. When we send this workbook out, it is not going with the workbook. So what they did is they made it so that we can send rules with the workbook. So we click the plus sign and go to Create Workbook Rules. And you can actually create this worksheet, just name it period rules. And we have 2 rules for this worksheet. It has to be named this dot rules. Well, I guess 3. It cannot be hidden, so it has to be visible. And our rules must appear here in column A. How do we get the rules in there? We go to Word, where we store everything, copy it, paste it, and that's it. The same rules as for personalization, except for they are workbook specific. It will travel with this workbook. Whatever we change here will not affect what we have with personalization. So we could go ahead and select this, Control A, delete it, and the workbook still has these rules because of this tab right here. There are a few other things you can do with rules, including adding formulas here to change the output based on cells and other parts of the workbook. I'm not going to cover that here, but rules are a pretty interesting little thing. And remember, these just attach to your prompt, essentially. So when your prompt is sent to AI, these will also be sent to AI. And the more that you use Copilot, the more refined these rules are going to become. I'm not going to tell you it's going to make everything perfect. I'm just going to tell you that this makes it a lot easier to use Copilot and get the results that you're looking for. Well, what do you think? Are you gonna give it a try? Let me know in the comments below. And I'd love to know what types of results you're getting from it. Is it working? Is it not working? AI is evolving all the time, so I'd really love to get your input and your thoughts. And if you made it this far in the video, I wanna say thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you liked the video, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell icon, giving us a thumbs up, giving us a hype, maybe leaving a comment and sharing it with a friend who you think might find it useful. I ask for those things because they help us grow. But that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. See you next time. Cheers.